Welcome to Smash Metafiction, the podcast where we're stranded for the night in an unfamiliar town with you. We can't be on the road for one more minute without going stir-crazy. Smash Metafiction parks at a little roadside motel with a garish neon sign that says vacancy, and we stumble to the front desk together. The clerk just smiles at us and says, "There's a room available, but there's only one bed." You look at Smash Metafiction for a long, silent moment and nod. We'll take the room. My name is Megan Vav, and I'm at the wheel of this ship to Smoochville. Joining me this week are Claire Mulcairn.
You know, given my schedule these days, I run a lot of RPGs, but I don't get a lot of chances to be a player.
Oh, Dan Mulcairn.
I just realized I put on all this makeup for nothing. This was a waste of time.
Your eyelashes have never looked so full.
Aw, it wasn't a waste of time.
Liz Logan.
I feel like nothing I can say can fix the damage I've done.
Okay.
And special guest, Brad Boltman.
Just hoping to get thrown overboard in a sea of love.
Aww. It's time for everyone's favorite reality dating show, where lonely singles from all over the multiverse cross over for 3 rounds of sexy speed dating. In the end, each contestant will pass their number to the person that they want to go on a second date with. If 2 contestants end up joined at the ship and pick each other, then we will have a new OTP. But if a contestant picks someone who doesn't pick them back, then their ship is sunk. Will these sailors of the stormy seas of love finally meet a mate who floats their boat? Or will they be forced to abandon ship? I'm your host, Anna Genoff-again, filling in for Yvonne so she can finally finish that vacation. I'm sorry about running off with Blasto, Yvonne, but you know how messy love is. So if you're feeling nautical, then it's time for Shipwrecked. To get the show started, let's meet this week's 4 lovely contestants. Contestant number 1, how about you tell us your name and a little bit about yourself?
I thought I was supposed to be going on dates. Why do I have to answer all these questions? Fine. My name is Jasper. I'm a soldier in service to the Gem homeworld, sent to Earth to destroy the traitorous crystal gems. However, after multiple fruitless years on this planet, that goal is becoming increasingly elusive. So now, I'm kinda between things.
Okay, well, when I say perfect partner, what kind of partner do you imagine?
I don't need a partner. Only lesser life forms require companionship. But now that pretty much all of my former teammates have abandoned their posts, conquering this planet in the name of the Diamond Authority has become a bit solitary. I mean, I don't have anyone to spot me when I'm bench pressing. I also like blue hair. Do you have anyone like that?
Well, we might. So, what do you think makes you a great catch?
I am the most perfect example of a court soldier in Yellow Diamond's entire army. I do not age, I do not require sleep or food, and when I pledge myself to a cause, my loyalty is eternal. Something else I can offer is that I do not tolerate imperfection in my partners. If you partner with me, I swear that I will not hesitate to point out every flaw of yours that I see so that you can become your best self and thus prove yourself worthy of my love. I also read online that some people like tall girls, and I'm just shy of 7 feet.
Well, you seem like a dear. I bet everyone wants to go 2-stepping with you. So with all those great qualities, why do you think you haven't found the right one yet?
I mean, I did. I had a good thing for a while, but you know how you say you don't really know someone until you move in together? Me and my ex, I thought we were both looking for the same thing in our relationship, revenge against our mutual enemies, but once we got together, by which I mean once our 2 bodies fused together into a single being known as Malachite, I learned that she only wanted me for my body, by which I mean she wanted to trap my body at the bottom of the ocean. And that's where me and my ex spent the next several months, our 2 psyches locked in mental combat, struggling for control over our shared body. So, things got a little heated. And most of our friends ended up siding with her after the breakup, so I really don't have much of a social circle right now.
Well, we'll see what we can do. So, contestant number 2, how about you tell us your name and a little bit about yourself?
Greetings, mortals. My name is Sephiroth. I used to be like you, weak, fragile, and then I discovered the truth behind my heritage, and was blessed by my alien goddess mother Genova with a destiny to destroy the planet.
So when I say perfect partner, what kind of partner do you imagine?
Well, I suppose it's accurate to say that I have some mommy issues, so I guess an alien, probably.
All right. Well, what do you think makes you a great catch?
Well, I have achieved superhuman perfection both physically and mentally. I suppose that hypothetically, if you ended up dating me, there's a slight chance I might not leave you behind on the planet when I destroy it. Oh yeah, also I have very long and pretty hair and frequently walk around with no shirt on.
You know, you're lovelier than a sunset over Padre Island. So with all those great qualities, why do you think you haven't found the right one yet?
I think probably it's mainly due to time management. I've been spending a lot of time trying to destroy the world and track down the black materia and everything, and then I was frozen at the North Pole for like 10 years. You know, I'm just waiting for Meteor to arrive right now, so I'm not really doing anything, so I figured, what the heck?
All right, contestant number 3. How about you tell us your name and a little bit about yourself?
I'm Price, John Price. You can call me Captain Price. You can use that as a pet name if you want. I consider myself quite flexible in that department. I'm in British SAS, and I can be your special force any day.
Oh, well, when I say perfect partner, what kind of partner do you imagine?
I imagine someone who enjoys a lot of the same things I do. Cigars, long boat rides, high altitude, low opening parachuting, wool socks, enemy compound infiltration, and automatic weapons. I consider myself pretty well-rounded. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to find someone who likes all that stuff.
What do you think makes you a great catch?
Well, you want to travel? I've been in basically every country, got 50 plus passports, and can travel to different parts of the world via unexplained teleportation. Thanks, Call of Duty. Plus, my mutton chops are softer than an 8-week-old kitten. I've been told they're quite cozy to snuggle with.
You're more fun than me after my 4th mint julep. So with all those great qualities, why do you think you haven't found the right one yet?
Well, first of all, I'm not drinking a fucking mint julep. You need to drink a proper English pint. But probably haven't found the right one because of outbursts like that. And I'm out a lot, and don't really have access to a phone or permission to say what the hell I'm up to. My exes always think I'm cheating on them, which is sort of true, but it's death that I'm cheating. It's not like you'd understand.
No, but I kind of want to now. All right, contestant number 4. How about you tell us your name and a little bit about yourself?
I am the Grinch. As for what I do, my schedule is completely booked. Hobbies include wallowing in self-pity, general acts of madness and mayhem, undermining the outdated and corrupted societal norms, and jazzercise.
Oh, me too. When I say perfect partner, what kind of partner do you imagine?
That's an excellent question, Anna. Who could possibly be so deserving enough to date moi? Well, they should be fantastically good-looking for a starter. Excellent cook, practices self-care, loathes Christmas, good with dogs, and hates everyone with a fiery passion of a million red-hot suns. Oh, and a Gemini would be nice.
So what do you think makes you a great catch?
I do have a lair at the top of Mount Crumpet. Great view, plenty of garbage as long as the Who's dump it. I've got style, grace, and flair, and I play a mean trumpet. I've got muscles for days, I can deadlift a sleigh. I'm handsome and green, and tall, lean, and mean, and yes, I said handsome! Now, let it go, okay?
You are as sweet as a spoonful of molasses. All right, with all of those great qualities, why do you think you haven't found the right one yet?
Don't get the wrong idea, old Grinchy has done plenty well for himself over the years. I had a fling with the stunning Martha May Who, but, you know, people grow apart, I'm incapable of love, irreconcilable differences, yada yada yada. Anyway, the point is, I'm single and ready to mingle. So let's get these dates over with and bring on the free food. Wait, what do you mean there's no free food? I binged all of last season and I distinctly remember several free meals. Blew their budget. On what? On a giant robot? That actually would be pretty useful for vengeance on the world. Got any more of those lying around?
Well, we'll see how you do. All right, and now we do a little bit of out-of-character work to discuss these interesting folks that have been brought to the table. Claire, would you like to tell us a little bit about Jasper?
Jasper is a 7-foot tall, very muscular woman. She's orange, and there is a gem in the middle of her face instead of her nose. She is from Steven Universe. She is a being whose body is technically made of pure light, even though it appears rather solid. She's very strong. She's a soldier in service to the Gem Homeworld, which are kind of like the bad guys. She is just incredibly dedicated to that cause of conquering Earth and all of that. She fails a lot to accomplish her goals. And yeah. Oh yeah. And the other thing I hinted at was that she was in a relationship with a gem named Lapis Lazuli. They were fused together into a creature called Malachite for a while, and it was a weird, toxic, abusive relationship, basically. Anyway, she's a problematic person.
I think we've got a couple of those tonight. And
Yeah, seems
on
like.
that theme, Dan.
Yeah.
Tell us about Sephiroth.
Sephiroth he was like a super soldier who was granted like superhuman strength and speed and magic and stuff. And then eventually one day learns that his true heritage is with this ancient alien creature that wanted to destroy the world. This revelation breaks his mind and he decides he's going to destroy the world too, which turns him into the main antagonist from Final Fantasy VII. He's a guy who walks around wearing a black trench coat, long silver hair, carries a gigantic sword, tends to set places on fire.
All right, Liz, tell us about Captain Price.
Captain Price is a British SAS captain from the Call of Duty series of video games. Somehow he has unaged from World War II to now.
Oh, wow.
And he is a very swashbuckling kind of guy. He's brash. He likes beer. He's very crafty.
All right, Brad, tell us about the Grinch.
The Grinch is the main character from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, a green fellow with a very small heart. He lives with his dog Max in like a cave kind of thing on the top of Mount Crumpet, where he looks down upon the village of Whoville. He hates the Whos and everything that they do, especially their love of Christmas. He had a very bad childhood memory dealing with Christmas, and he's kind of never forgiven people for that, and he just kind of hates commercialism and the Christmas season at large, and just like kind of holds a lot of resentment in his heart. He's also green and furry, and he's got long fingers. He kind of looks like if a Muppet grew up and started hating everything.
It kind of sounds like you're leaning towards the Jim Carrey version, right? Because there have been a few Grinch movies.
Yeah, sort of centered around that.
Yeah, okay.
All right, folks, this is when the ride starts.
All right.
For our first round of dating, these contestants will be tasting the bitter and the sweet of love on a coffee shop date. At In the Brood for Love, you can caffeinate your mate with a cappuccino or let the conversation steep a while with a shared pot of tea. There are gifts and knickknacks around to browse if you feel like shopping. Of course, if the conversation stalls, and let's face it, we've all been there, there's a stack of games available to play at your table. Try your best to ignore me and the cameras. We're just oolong for the ride. So, viewers, will these couples be feeling a whole latte love, or will they decide that their partner is a drip? Let's find out. So, in order to see who is going to be paired up with whom in round one, I'm going to consult Shipwrecked's own proprietary supercomputer system that we call the Erotic Randomization Operating System, or EROS. I'll just enter the data from your interviews and we'll see what she cooks up. And the results are in. Our first couple will be Jasper and Captain Price, and our second couple will be Sephiroth and the Grinch. Let's check in on our first couple, Jasper and Captain Price. So will they make each other frappe, or will this date be more of a grind?
Is this the darkest coffee you have? Ugh, your coffee is weak, like everything on this planet.
Huh. What's your name, lady?
Oh, are you the one they've paired me up with for this? I was hoping for someone taller, but I suppose you'll do. My name's Jasper. What's yours?
Price. John Price. Anyways, I think this place is rubbish. You want to go down the street to the pub and grab a pint?
Down the street's the same as anywhere else. I don't see what difference it would make whether it's weak coffee or weak alcohol.
Well, I feel a bit gutted, but okay. What would you like to drink? Some coffee, tea? Would you like a crumpet?
I could maybe make this coffee work if, she then starts rooting around in a planter and gets a handful of gravel and, like, drops it in. And then, like, swishes it around a little bit. And, yeah, and some like, dirt and stuff. And then she sips it. That's much better.
So, as Jasper's doing that, I had reached into my jacket pocket and pulled out a flask and was, like, holding it to her. And I'm, like, frozen in place, watching what she just did. Not exactly what I would have done, but, I admire your craftiness.
Adaptability is a cornerstone of being effective on the battlefield.
Well, I'm gonna do something a little bit different, not quite rocks, as I don't need digestive help. I unscrew my flask, put it in the coffee, down the coffee immediately. Well, I'm gonna be plastered in a bit.
I know a few people who are plaster. I find them boring.
Oh, man.
So I can feel the buzz in the air. I'm pretty sure it's not just all the caffeine. So let's go check in on Sephiroth and the Grinch. Are they just not each other's cup of tea? Or will they keep each other up all night, no coffee needed?
I notice you've got quite the long sword there. Do you plan on disemboweling these people so we can get in line quicker?
I will say, small green one, that I was told by the producers of this show that for every innuendo I made regarding the length of my sword, I would be assessed a hefty fine. So it is taking a great deal of self-control not to do that right this moment. So I'm trying not to think about my sword, if you don't mind.
Commercialism. That's your motivation, huh? Just like the rest of these.
Tell me, have you spent any time outside of Midgar? You look like a random encounter I had once.
I remember most of my random encounters. I think I would have remembered that one in particular.
Yes, come to think of it, I believe I left that one impaled. That was not an innuendo. That was literally what happened. I feel like I'm getting very stressed out. Perhaps I should order something decaf.
Look at this. They're throwing away the best part of the coffee. Grinch is gonna, like, push his way back and pick up a coffee filter full of grounds and just start chewing on them.
Have you noticed that this place has red cups that they're giving out? They have these snowflake patterns on them. That seems rather interesting. What do you think about these cups?
Snowflakes. If I could go a whole lifetime without seeing another snowflake, it'd be too soon.
I do tend to like lighting things on fire, and it seems to me that ice falling from the sky is the diametric opposite of that. So it seems to me like we may be on the same page here. What say we light this place on fire?
Ooh, I like the way you think. Perhaps they'd run screaming. Yes, music to my ears.
I do believe we will get along just fine. 1 decaf to go. Also, show me to your pile of oiliest rags.
It looks like the community bulletin board is pretty full. There's a flyer here for a something night. I can't quite make it out over the wrinkle. Let me smooth it out here. Oh, well, gracious me, it's open mic night. Contestants, it's time to espresso yourself and show a little bit of vulnerability. Get up there, claim the mic, and share what's on your mind. You can do some stand-up, read a poem, sing a song, or just surprise us. Oh, sorry, my phone is buzzing. I have to take this. Well, I'm sorry, Larry, but I'm not going to ignore my own husband. Keep the live stream going. I'm sure our UsTube audience will understand. Hi, Blasto. How are you, honey? Aw, I miss you too. Yeah, I'm feeling fine. I mean, doing this 9 months pregnant isn't great, but no. I don't need any nesting materials or a cave. No, I'm pretty sure I don't need a burrow. Sugar, did you read that human pregnancy book I got you? Okay, well, you might want to take a look at it. Oh my God, I'm talking to the father of my child, Larry. Give me 1 second. Blasto, sweetie, I gotta go. I love you. All right, thank you for your patience, audience. Now let's go check in on Jasper and Captain Price. Hopefully they're mocha-ing a good impression.
Price is going to stumble up drunkenly to the mic. It's on a stage. He's going to trip over the stage and get back up. Takes a pull from his flask again. Oh, hello. My name's Price. John Price, and this might as well not be a coffee shop after what's going to happen right now. Are you lovely ladies, except for that one who's an arse? Are you lovely ladies? Come and give Price a hug. Yay! You suck!
Woo! Go Price!
Jasper's going to stumble on stage. She has a notebook full of loose leaf paper, and she opens it up.
Yes.
Sometimes I like to write some poetry, so I thought I'd read some of that now. I've never been the type to be ruled by emotions, so why can't I escape your eyes as blue as oceans? Our hatred was quite vocal. Our love was far more tacit, but I liked getting to know you in all your many facets. I wish we could be friends, so we'd go out for tapas, sitting across the table, those eyes as blue as lapis. It's a hard word to rhyme. I was created to fight, not to write poems. Anyway, I miss your humor, dark, far blacker than a jet, and how your hydrokinesis never failed to make me wet.
Ugh.
And now, as years pass by, I feel it far more truly, that I'll never escape them, your eyes blue as lazuli.
It was actually quite beautiful.
Backstage, Sephiroth leans over to the Grinch and says, I don't know about you, but anyone who speaks in rhyming couplets makes me sick.
I think I misjudged you. It was quite nice.
I contain multitudes!
All right, so let's take a peek at Sephiroth and the Grinch. So is this an awkward first date, or is it so natural that it feels like deja vu?
Well, I don't usually open up like this, but I came on to this show for a reason, and, well, this has just been on my mind, so I'd like to sing a little song for you. Where are you, free food? Why can't I have some? Why can't I get some swag? Maybe a coaster or rolled up poster. How about a new tote bag or two? Where are you, free food? Don't they remember? That's why I came on the show. You and I were so sleazy, but nothing came free. Did TV change, or just me?
Woo! I want free stuff too, Larry!
Yes, welcome, mortals, to Sephiroth's Comedy Corner. Who is ready to laugh? Well, so, do you ever have that moment when you're carrying around your mother's severed head that you pulled from her body out of the tube, and people are looking at you like you're the weirdo? I mean, what is up with that? This guy knows what I'm talking about. Let's see, what else? Anyone seen the Midgar Zolom around lately? Oh no, that's right, because I killed it! Did I remember to put that mastered comedy materia into my sword this morning? Oh, damn it, I knew I forgot something. And then Sephiroth, turns around and jogs in place for several seconds, and then exits, and over the stage it just says, escaped.
Well, round one is over. So finish up your drinks, because next, we're headed to the bright lights of the playing card to get casino. For round two, you're in for a dice night, because we've given each contestant Okay, just $5. All right.
Yes.
Yvonne did say the budget was pretty bad, so we've given each contestant $5 to spend gambling with their date. Put your money where your mouth is by playing it up at the tables. After all, nothing ventured, nothing gamed. If you like things a little slot and heavy, there's slot machines aplenty. Hopefully these pairs are ready to take a chance on love, but let's hope these 5-card studs don't end up as 5-card duds. Now, to mix up our dates, if you would please, Eros. And the results are in. Our first couple will be Sephiroth and Jasper, and our second couple will be the Grinch and Captain Price. Hi, sweetie, you doing okay? You want to know what? Yeah, what to expect when you're expecting. That's the right one. Yes, I know there's not a section on laying eggs. Why would there? Okay, Larry's yelling about this interrupting the live stream. I gotta go. We'll talk soon, okay, honey bunch? Kisses. All right, let's check in on our first couple, Sephiroth and Jasper. Are these aces wild or mild?
Pardon me, do you have a materia slot in the middle of your face?
Is that supposed to be a pickup line?
Well, I don't know. Are you going to give me your materia?
Oh, so you want my gem, do you? I was hoping for a bit of a challenge. At this point, a helmet appears over Jasper's forehead.
Huh. So you want to fight, do you?
Typically. I mean, what's the alternative? Partaking in games of chance? People only partake in games of chance because they don't have any skills, because they're weak.
You don't believe that any of the games around here require skill?
Not that I can see.
Well, I'm seeing a corner of this place. It appears as though they've imported a game that I'm rather familiar with. It's a snowboarding game from the Gold Saucer. I do believe that may be an interesting test of skill.
A snowboard game, you say? At this point, Jasper walks over to it and rips it out of the wall, and then throws it at Sephiroth.
Sephiroth swings his sword, and this, wave comes off and cuts the snowboard game in half, the two halves landing on either side. Sephiroth looks at the two halves and nods approvingly and says, "Yes, that is normally how I play that game, and you have done so quite skillfully. I am impressed. You do possess a good amount of skill."
I like you, tall silver man. Let's go watch as these mortals lose all of their money and their hopes and dreams due to their weakness.
So you two are a connoisseur of mortal weakness, are you?
I am. I believe there's a man crying at the craps table right now.
Oh, that does sound exquisite. Tell me, what is your favorite type of mortal despair? What really just gets you?
Without question, it has to be hope, followed by that moment in their eyes when the hope is extinguished.
Yes, like when they look up in the sky and see a giant meteor heading towards their planet and they know there's nothing they can do about it. Something like that, yes?
Or perhaps a spaceship that looks like a green hand!
You have a spaceship, you say?
I did. It was destroyed by an eclectic and colorful group of meddlers led by a small child.
I bet he had a big sword, didn't he?
No, he had a shield, actually.
He had a shield?
Yeah.
What type of a meddling child uses a shield?
He was very good with his shield! It was very hard!
Now let's shuffle on over to see how the Grinch and Captain Price are doing. Will they fold before the fun starts, or is tonight the night they get lucky?
Do you go everywhere like that? I'd say, do you go everywhere dressed like that, but you're not dressed?
What's wrong with the way I dress? I thought I was looking very slim. Green is slimming.
I mean, I do like how I look in green. I mean, it's part of my uniform, camouflage. But you're...
What? I'm what? Furry? Green? What are you, close-minded?
What? Well, no, nothing is closed. I can see all of you.
That's the way nature made me, and I like it.
I mean, but I want to enjoy my time at the casino. I don't want to get kicked out by security.
This damn slot machine is busted. Let me try yours.
So now you're going to break the slot machine and definitely get security on us. I mean, I guess I could handle him, I'm a strong guy.
I've never been to a place where I wasn't kicked out, and I don't intend for this to be the first.
It's amazing how I've only been on 2 dates since I got back from 80 years of straight war.
80 years? You look so youthful and young. What is your skincare regimen? It must be terrific.
Gunpowder?
Gunpowder. I've tried it on sandwiches before, but I never thought to use it as a cream.
I mean, I guess in my sandwiches too, I guess. Why do we have so much in common already?
I guess we just appreciate the finer things in life.
Well, I like clothes, though. Doesn't seem like you subscribe to that school of thought.
Well, if you want to get hung up on itty-bitty things...
Well, considering I can't see anything, I guess you got a point there.
Our dates have had the chance to see if they're two of a kind, and it's time for a little bit of the floor show entertainment. With some professional wrestling. The title cards are all listed, but there's one here that just says, The Wrinkle. Oh, that's right, the main event didn't show. And it's up to you and your partner to tag in with your own ring name, costume, entrance music, and maybe a fancy move or two. But you're not picking your own. Your date is choosing for you. Remember, you want to put your partner over with the crowd. Who knows? Maybe they'll let you get a leg over on later tonight. Larry, don't worry about the whole safety thing. My brothers and I used to do this stuff in the backyard all the time, and we only ever got 1 or 2 concussions. They'll be fine. So we're on a tight schedule, so we won't be letting the fight go on for too long. Don't feel the need to do anything fancy. The most important thing is always that you bring the heat and that your package is impressive. Is this the moment when our baby faces pinfall head over heels for each other? Let's find out. Let's see what Sephiroth has for Jasper.
So on my world, there are massively powerful beings that rise up when the planet itself is threatened, and they are feared the world over. And I have modeled Jasper's wrestling persona after one of these. I give you Jasper Weapon. Now, I've had to do very minor modifications on her. She does have to wear a giant fake centaur body on her lower half. But I think it's very intimidating and quite scary, and I think it's really going to carry a lot of weight, psychologically speaking, when she walks into the ring.
You know, I was a centaur for a while, so I can get used to this.
Perfect.
And Jasper, what have you made for Sephiroth?
As much as I like this outfit that Sephiroth has on, I wasn't really sure if this was his color. I thought we maybe needed something that'll pop a little bit more than all this black. I was looking through some of these outfits, and I managed to find something that looks like some high-class clothing that like a homeworld soldier would wear. Something with some nice big spiky shoulders, also something kind of low cut, with some ruffles. The best one they have here, it's a color that I think would look very good on him, which is blue. In order to match that, I thought we should dye his hair blue as well, and the back is kind of low cut. It looked like there was something missing, so I put this teardrop pattern in the middle of his back, and there's something about it I really enjoy. I don't know, it's just, I really like the way he looks right now. For his name, I was thinking we could call him Sapphire Roth.
I don't know why, but I'm feeling very taken advantage of right now.
And now it's time to check in with the Grinch and Captain Price. All right, the Grinch, what did you come up with for the captain?
Well, as someone who doesn't always get the attention that he deserves, I decided we wanted to make an entrance, so to speak, and with all the flair and pageantry that wrestling can give. I understand that Captain Price has done some parachuting, so I put him in some green parachute pants, and I thought he could descend from the ceiling as we all cry, "Bravo!" And we'll call him Bravo. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I've put a lot of money on the match.
Captain Price? What do you have for the Grinch?
I think I lost the memo on this being a wrestling match. I thought it was more of a sexy time match. So, I went a little overboard. As you know, our friend the Grinch doesn't like to wear clothes, and I figured that would work perfect for a full nude bar. And the advertisement for him is going to be the Green Meanie, and he is going to walk around with a riding crop, smacking patrons. And I gave him a nice wizard's hat and one of those, pink scarf things that, flappers will wear. What was it called, Honor?
Are you thinking of a boa?
Yeah, a pink boa with a pink wizard's hat with a black leather riding crop. Green Manie. I really think we can make something work with this, and I'd probably be turned on too.
I've seen weirder professional wrestlers.
The Grinch kind of glides his hand over the feather pillow. Ooh, feathers are very nice. Oh, I like this riding crop too. Feel I could interact with the crowd. Bad, very bad. Hate him, loathe him. Yes, this is perfect. I've never felt more sensual.
And how does this match go down?
I mean, I think we know who's gonna win. The question is how much of the crowd is going to survive.
I throw the match.
No! Green Meanie! Slap me again!
Round 2 is over, and it's time to cool it down a little with round 3. We've brought everyone to the Powder Limits private ski and snowboarding chalet. If you're worried that there hasn't been a love connection yet, don't worry. Frost impressions are always a little tough.
Oh, jeez.
To adapt a turn of freeze from the Supremes, you can't flurry love. But we're here to give it just a little push. At this private chalet, you can sled, snowboard, ski, or snowball fight to your heart's content. If you're not into the chills and thrills of the outdoors, snow what? You can stay in and drink hot chocolate or a hot toddy by the fire. Yeah, I know, Larry. We'll be gone before the owners get back. You know, this worry about the budget and breaking the law is real rich coming from you, Mr. Mega Jaeger.
That's my best impression of snow jet skis.
Snowmobiles?
There we go. I couldn't remember what they were called.
Nope. Snow jet ski. No, it's snow jet ski. Skid to a stop. Snow gets on everybody.
Oh my God, Blasto! I'm so happy to see you. We're still filming though, viewers. This beautiful hunk of bioluminescence is my husband, Blasto. Why are you here, sweetheart?
Polyp, the human gestation literature you provided did little to ease this one's worries. And anyway, this one has always been a Hanar of action. It will stay with you until your televised courtship programming has finished filming.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to stay out of shot while we finish up. I gotta check in on the couples, do the wrinkle, and then we can go home, okay? Well, Eros, my ankles are swollen, my back is killing me, but I'm still a fool for love, so tell us who our final couples will be. Couple number 1 will be Sephiroth and Captain Price, and our second couple will be the Grinch and Jasper. Let's slide on over to Sephiroth and Captain Price to find out who's alpining for whose love.
You know, now that I'm on top of this mountain, I wish I had paid more attention to what was actually happening in that snowboarding game instead of just cutting it in half every time.
Do you have anger issues?
I mean, probably. If you want to get into my issues, I feel like we're going to be here for a long time. How about you? You said you were a soldier, correct?
What? Soldier, still am.
Impressive. And how are you finding the Mako treatments?
This? And I pull out a cigar.
Fascinating. Do you smoke distilled life stream?
Well, yes, in fact. It's made out of something called tobacco. You light it on fire. I mean, it's a plant, so it's something. I mean, it was alive at one point. I guess it's dead now. Shit. Blimey. I think I left my cutters back in the lodge. You wouldn't have...
There's just a flash and, like, half the cigar goes flying off.
Oh, fuck, that was Cuban.
Do you want me to light it on fire as well? Because I can also do that.
Hold on. You only light one end of the cigar on fire. Do not light the one that's gonna go in my mouth, or else I will not be very happy.
Wait, you're going to have to go over that again. You're saying you need to light less than 100% of this object on fire?
Oh, fucking Christ. I'm gonna put this end in my mouth, and you're gonna light the end that's coming out my mouth.
I'm having...
Just a little bit. Just
see,
touch it.
That's where the hang-up is.
Caress it.
Caress it?
With some light.
Before we do this, let me ask you a question. How attached are you to having a face?
If you say my mustache, there are going to be serious problems.
Oh, I know. Here. This is what we can do. Let's go down to that ski lodge. You can leave your cigar in there. I'll light the lodge on fire, and then we can go get it.
I mean, all I was going to do if you accidentally set my face on fire was just going to go flop down in the snow like a dead fish.
Oh, well, if you're cool with it, poof.
I'm okay.
You know, you're right. I do like this cigar. This is, I find this very appealing.
Well, I see that's going well. Ow. Stupid Braxton Hicks.
What is it, Polyp? Is there something this one should shoot?
I'll be fine, babe. All right, let's get on over to the Grinch and Jasper to see if there's magic in the air or if it's snow long.
Ugh. Snow.
Yes, what is this strange substance? It's hindering my traction in this ground. And why is everyone now suddenly wearing so much clothing? These humans already wear so much as it is, and now they're wearing more?
It's a complete waste, I totally agree.
So you eschew it as well. Do you also have a body that is constructed from pure light?
Well, the Grinch kind of grabs his gut and just, jiggles it a little bit. I'd say I'm pretty light on my feet, if I do say so myself.
And this sport they're engaging with, when they're going down the hill on these wooden planks, this is some sort of contest, a test of skill?
Oh, you should see how fast you can go. I can make it all the way down my hill in 2 seconds flat.
At least it's something physical, where I can show my dominance over the competition. I see some people are going down on one board, and others are going down on far too many, with strange rods. Why do they need so much apparatus just to fall down a hill?
Look at them down there, milling about cheerfully. Oh, there's a group of them right there. It seems to me they're lining up just like little bowling pins. Come, let's see if we can get a strike, shall we?
Oh my God. Oh no, oh my God. Give me 1 second to check something. I'm looking through my birth plan, and giving birth in a secluded chalet damn well isn't in there. So I guess this is the wrinkle. Okay. All is not frost. We can do this.
Polyp, Anna, what can this one, first Hanar Spectre and savior of the universe, pose, do in this situation? Is it supposed to retrieve towels and hot water now? Or are those your fluids on the ground? Blasto faints.
Okay, I'll get to you in a second, sugar. I need to get to the hospital. And I know the pass we came through hasn't been plowed yet, and we don't have a car. So contestants, be that as it slay, we can do this. Sephiroth and Captain Price, you're gonna figure out a way to transport us safely down this damn mountain. Grinch and Jasper, push has come to shovel, so you're gonna deal with the massive snowdrift in our way. Let's get this snow on the road, people. Sephiroth and Captain Price, what's your plan to make sure my child isn't born in a snowdrift?
Depending on how much time we have, if I can take maybe, let's say, 8 or 9 months, I can probably breed a chocobo that's capable of running on snow. It's gonna take me a while. I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time at the Gold Saucer, but I think I can make that work. What do you think, Price?
Oh my fucking God. Go get me a couple of tree branches. Cut them off, burn them off, I don't care. Bring them to me. Bind them up. Let's load her up onto there. And we will sled down the mountain. How does that sound?
We're going to sled down the mountain on these tree branches?
Oh, wait a minute. You can fly.
Oh, I can fly. I suppose that would make things better.
What the fuck? You got a brain?
Do you think I could set things on fire from the sky, maybe? Is that a thing I could do?
Alright. Back in the lodge, I got 5 more cigars, and you can try again. How about that?
Ugh, thank you. See, that's all I needed. All right, Miss Ganoffigan, hang on tight. Whoosh.
What about me?
I can't carry you, Anna, and my sword at the same time. You understand how this is a problem for me.
Well, guess I'm gonna have to sled with these nice branches here.
Oh my God, am I supposed to push or something?
We must bring you to saltwater. The eggs need to float through the water column for 3 days in order to hatch. This one is calling it air support, and we'll have you airlifted to the nearest ocean.
Are you shitting me, Blasto? We are about to have a real live baby something.
Live young? Blasto faints again.
Jesus Christ in a big rig. Okay, Grinch and Jasper, I'm as busy as a one-legged cat in a sandbox right now, so come up with your own damn intro pun. And while you're at it, get us through that snowdrift.
In order to clear this road, we're gonna need to split up. You take the right half and I'll take the left.
Aye, aye, Captain. The Grinch is going to go over and pull out a big snow shovel, and he's going to toss that aside. And he's going to pull out like a regular shovel, and he's going to toss that aside. And he's going to pull out a little gardening trowel, and he's going to toss that aside. And he's going to pull out a spoon, and he's going to start like gingerly scooping little spoonfuls of snow over his shoulder, basically directly behind him into a new pile.
The camera pans slightly, and we see that Jasper has cleared her half of the road entirely.
Here we see the pitfalls of bit-based problem solving.
What function were you crafted for? Clearly it's not clearing snow.
If you'd like to show me how it's done, please be my guest. I saved a little bit for you over here.
I cleared all of that, but now my hands are getting cold. I need some sort of tool. She's gonna pick up the Grinch and just start using him to shovel snow.
Ow, ow, ow.
Stop your whining, shovel!
Still not my worst Christmas.
Where is Anna? Oh, Polyp, have you fallen? There was so much blood. What is that? Is that a cranium? The head just splits apart the loins?
Oh my god. Sometimes you are as useless as hand shit on a pump handle. I still love you though, baby. We can get through this. Okay, I can get through this. Oh my god. Blasto, if you ever do this to me again, I will kill you and say you died. I don't care that our US-tube numbers are going through the roof right now, Larry. Do I look like I care about that? What I care about is that I'm trying to push a watermelon through a goddamn straw. No, I don't want your help. Unless you're a trained OBGYN, shut your mouth. Oh, God.
This is what the planola stage of a human looks like. The cranial bones are far more compressed than this one expected. Useful considering the loin rending. This one will never unsee the loin rending.
Aww. Think she looks like you. Well, like us, but she's got your coloring.
She has already mastered bioluminescence to demand nourishment. Blasto pulls out 6 guns. This one has only known its offspring for a minute and a half. But if anything happened to her, it would kill everyone in this room and then itself.
Oh my god. I just realized Yvonne is gonna kill me.
Oh, Anna, I'm not gonna kill you. Just look at all these cameras around right now. But yes, looks like I'm here. Back from vacation. Again. Guess you've all had an ice time getting to... What, Larry? She already did ice? Ice time? Okay. I guess you all had a dice time because you did the casino. Oh, she did a dice pun too. Oh, gosh. She took all the good puns as well, so, all right, before we all go home, we have to do one final measure of your compatibility since Anna's on maternity leave, so it's up to me. Eros, would you please reveal your final form as the love tester? I'm going to ask each contestant a question. First, each of their 3 dates is going to guess how they will answer, and then the contestant will share how they really feel. First up, Captain Price. What kind of kid were you during high school? Grinch, how do you think Captain Price answered that question?
Well, as far as I can tell, Captain Price has always looked exactly the same as he does now, so I imagine he was a soldier of some kind in high school. I guess that means he's a jock?
Sephiroth, how do you think Captain Price answered the question of what kind of kid he was during high school?
I think I'm inclined to agree largely with the Grinch. Captain Price seems to have some sort of immortality thing going. So I think that in high school, Price was probably a teacher.
And Jasper, how do you think Captain Price answered this question? High school? Why would you put a school up high? Who can get to it when it's up there? But if your high schools are anything like the kindergarten where I came from, you basically have to spend several years buried in the ground as you mature and develop. I imagine he would pass that time with a lot of drinking and singing, though he has expressed a distaste for gravel, so I can't imagine he enjoyed it too much. And finally, Captain Price, how did you actually answer that question? What kind of kid were you during high school?
I was never a kid. I came out of the womb looking like this. Went straight onto the battlefield.
See, I'm not the only one! Grinch, different people have different ways of showing their affection. Some give gifts, some like to spend time together, and others prefer physical affection. What's your love language? Sephiroth, how do you think the Grinch answered this question?
I'm not familiar with the love languages, but is there one where your partner is never directly told how you feel or what you want? They just sort of read your mind and do exactly what you want without you telling them? Because I feel like that would be exactly the Grinch's speed about this sort of thing.
Jasper, how do you think the Grinch answered this question? What is his love language? Though far physically weaker than me, the Grinch did seem like somewhat of a kindred spirit in some ways, in that I believe his love language is probably not terribly direct. He probably shows his affection for someone through teasing and pranks, that sort of thing. A man after my own heart. If I was in a relationship with him, he would most likely try to put some snow in my pants or shoes or something like that, but the joke would be on him. Jasper does not wear pants or shoes. Jasper's entire body is made of light. And, Captain Price, how do you think the Grinch answered this question?
Well, I don't know much about love languages, but I do know everyone enjoys a good bath. So I'd draw up a nice bath for the Grinch, and I'd get a nice variety of shampoo, and given that his entire body is covered in weird green hair, I'd shampoo him up real nice, get him a nice slick coat, and I think that would be successful in seducing him. I think he'd understand that. I think he'd like being clean for once, someone to take care of him.
Grinch, what is your love language?
Well, I think we all know that the real language of love is French. L'amour. But it's the little things that make me feel affection for somebody. The way they clear my toenails, or the way they warm my socks in the coal heap, or the way they always bring me the most delicious bottles to eat. Little things, little presents and gifts.
But I thought you hated Christmas.
I contain multitudes.
Sephiroth, what's a hobby of yours that you're embarrassed to tell people about? Jasper, how do you think Sephiroth answered that question?
Well, unlike most of the humans that I've met, Sephiroth doesn't smell bad, and his hair looks very nice. So I imagine he spends a decent amount of time on personal grooming, and from what I can see looking at his face, I think he's wearing foundation. So I imagine he's deep into self-care, makeup, that kind of thing.
Captain Price, how do you think Sephiroth answered this question? What's a hobby of his that he's embarrassed to tell people about?
Well, when we were at the lodge the other day, I had just finished eating the most wonderful fillet. And I said, oh no, all these sides, I haven't eaten these sides. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. All of a sudden, Sephiroth pulls out 4 different Tupperware containers. I said, where'd you get all these Tupperware containers? And he kind of looked away from me and was a little shy, and he hosts Tupperware parties. It's his hobby. He loves Tupperware parties. And I said, oh, well, I'd like some Tupperware. And he's like, well, I've never revealed this to anyone. And I said, well, that's okay. Your secret is mine, except I just revealed it on this show, so my bad.
And Grinch, how do you think Sephiroth answered this question?
Well, I know that Sephiroth enjoys setting things on fire, but it was on our coffee date when I noticed something fell out of the back of his pocket. It was a little book, and the title was Chocobos of North Midgar. I think he's a bird watcher.
And finally, Sephiroth, how did you actually answer this question? What's a hobby of yours that you're embarrassed to tell people about?
You know, it's kind of a sad story. I didn't used to be embarrassed to tell people this, but society can be a harsh place, and people that claim to be open-minded can be intensely judgmental when you think about it. And it used to be that I would go around just freely telling people how I loved dropping down from ceilings and stabbing innocent girls through the heart with my sword. They would look at me like I was some kind of freak. I just can't take that kind of rejection anymore.
That's really dark.
See? That's what I'm talking about.
I liked your Tupperware version better.
Well, it does hold materia very nicely. Keeps it very fresh.
And finally, Jasper, who would play you in a movie, and what kind of movie would it be? Captain Price, how do you think Jasper answered this question?
Jean-Claude Van Damme will play you. He's sufficiently large, he kicks ass, and he's blonde?
Grinch, how do you think Jasper answered this question? Who would play her in a movie, and what kind of movie would it be?
Obviously, this would be an action movie. Here's the motivation. Shot 1. We open on Jasper, played by my good friend, Lucy Liu. She's just about ready to take down a spaceship and kick out those terrible, terrible crystal gems. It's a high-flying action sci-fi with just a little bit of comedy in there.
And Sephiroth, how do you think Jasper answered this question?
You know, I'm not familiar with a lot of actors, but I look at Jasper and the first person that I think of is a man by the name of Barrett Wallace that I encountered many times back on my homeworld. I think if you maybe did some intensive makeup to hide the fact that one of his hands is a gun, he could probably play the part pretty well.
And finally, Jasper, how did you actually answer this question? Who would play you in a movie, and what kind of movie would it be?
Well, I haven't admitted it to many people, but since I've landed here on Earth, I have started watching a decent amount of these Earthling movies. And an actress who I've discovered that I have a decent amount of kinship with is this Sandra Bullock. She was in a movie called The Lake House, and I found it very touching. Now we wrap it all up for the night with Getting Dem Digits. Pick the person that you'd most likely to have a second date with and slip them your phone number. If 2 contestants pick each other, then they will earn the coveted title of OTP. But if a contestant picks someone who doesn't pick them back, sorry. There are other fish in the sea, and you'll get plenty of chances to meet them because you're going home shipless. Contestants, take this moment to secretly write down your phone number and choose the person you want to slip it to. Captain Price, who did you pick to slip your number to?
Well, I don't really know if this whole program was quite successful for me, but I gave it a good college try, and based on pure usefulness and the fact that he's a brother-in-arms, I'm going to slip my digits to Sephiroth.
All right, next up, Grinch. Who did you choose to slip your number to?
I have to say, I was a bit skeptical about coming on this show to begin with, but I met a fellow who really lit a fire in my heart, and, well, gosh darn it if I don't feel some emotions right now. I'm going to slip my number to that lovely fellow with the long hair who makes people run and scream, Sephiroth.
And Jasper, who did you pick to slip your number to? I can see this isn't going to go well for someone, but it's certainly not going to be me, because I know who he's going to choose. Because there's only one person here who is strong enough to be worthy of Sephiroth's love, and it's me! Okay, well, things are getting interesting. Sephiroth, looks like you have quite a few admirers today. Who did you actually choose to slip your number to?
You know, I found that I had a connection in some way with each of the other contestants here, but at the end of the day, I have to know myself, and the person that I am is a person who's going to be setting things on fire a lot. And the person who could best take some fire to the face was Captain Price.
What? This is a mistake! How dare you! I will destroy you both!
What a lousy waste of time this has been!
Well, it was nice. I guess singeing off my mustache had some positive benefit.
Well, at least your mutton chops remained. I have to say I kept glancing over at them. I didn't want to make it a thing, but they do look very soft.
Well, they are soft, and they go very nicely with your porcelain skin.
Well, pardon me. I feel like my face is on fire now. Listen, we should probably get going. I've been sitting on a lot of sword euphemisms, and I am just about ready to burst.
What do you say, Grinch? Think I saw some bottles in that dumpster over back. Want to split some?
Let's smash up the place!
Or that!
Tom, Fo, the Blasto thanks. Dan, feel free to Blasto-ify my voice for this whole
great.
thanks. I'm just kidding.
It's gonna sound like a nightmare.
Over to Twitter. Thank you to 3 owls in an ill-fitting reindeer suit, Cosplay Fiend, Earth Mofo, M. Bond, Vander Turner, Matt Laserwitz, CJ, As If YDK, Sean Boyd, Decade Fan, Alexander, aka Ducko, That One GM, Jeffrick Present, Sid Rabbit Blog, Florian, Icon Jade, Robert Ramsey, and Jake, the fake Jake, bringing it back. Over to Tumbles, thank you to Ultra Anonymous Angel, Sid Rabbit Blog, Secretly a Skeleton, The Cracked Crack Child, Ink the Cryptid, and Changing Shades. And on Facebook, thank you to Robert Ramsey, Adam Mayo, Matias Tatimes, and Jeff Polier.
And Brad, thank you for joining us. Some delightful stuff.
Killing it.
Thank you for having me on.
The scene between the Grinch and Price is like top tier shipwrecked for me. That's like going in the Hall of Fame for sure.
And lastly, thank you to everyone who has sent in their addresses with really, really sweet messages. You guys just use every opportunity to tell us how much the podcast meant to you, and it's so touching.
Yeah, thank you so much for writing to us.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Shipwrecked. Next week will be episode 48 of our ongoing actual play RPG podcast, Extraordinary League. And the week after that will be Smash Fiction match number 150. Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Luke Skywalker versus Rey.
Smash Metafiction is produced by Dan Mulcairn, with logo design by Claire Mulcairn.
Special thanks to Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com for our theme song, Who Likes to Party.
You can find us on Twitter at SmashFic Podcast and search for the Smash Fiction Podcast on Facebook, Tumblr, and YouTube.
Subscribe on Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice, and if you leave us a good review, we shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Smash Fiction is made possible thanks to our supporters on Patreon at patreon.com/smashfictionpodcast. Please consider donating as little as $1 each month. It helps us keep the show going, and we have great rewards and extra content for those who help us out.
If you have any suggestions, feedback, or other contributions, send them to us at smashfictionpodcast@gmail.com and help us continue the fight.
It wasn't how I was hoping to win, but it is the only sensible choice you can make when you're in a match against me.
To be honest, I'm rather glad I didn't have to go into the ring. I just feel naked without exactly one wing coming out of my back, and this costume just does not do it for me.
We can make you like one kind of blue transparent wing that looks like it's made of water.
Oh man, this is going to be a very healthy relationship, I'm sure.
Have you ever thought about cutting your hair a little bit? I really think you'd look good with an A-line.
You know, that's funny you say that. I was just thinking, you'd look really good if you were like suspended in a tank full of some sort of colored liquid and just never moved or spoke to me in any way.
I've spent extended periods of time suspended in liquid not moving before. It's not as bad as you'd think.
Oh, baby.
Oh, no!
Whee! It's the happiest day of my life.
I never realized how close the Grinch was to Jimmy Stewart.
He's just like evil Jimmy Stewart. Yeah, that's a good point.
This has changed my Christmas forever.
It's like, I don't want to die. I want to live.
Oh. There's gonna be a run on the banks in Whoville.
Mr. Grinch goes to Washington.